Good morning. Is anybody on? Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi. I just want to make sure, can you see and hear me okay? I'm just
Yeah, perfectly.
Okay, awesome. Well, it's Nicole, right?
Correct.
I'm Laura, and I don't know if I've met you before, but welcome. And today, I don't know if you took my class before, but we're going to use a strap, possibly a blanket or a towel if necessary. And if you have like 2 water bottles or 2 cans, sort of the similar weight, if you want to grab those, but if you can't do that, don't worry about it. And then something to use as a strap if you don't have a regular strap, like a belt or a scarf or something. So,
all right, let me go get one.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna just grab something here. Good morning, everyone. I don't know who's on the line here.
Morning.
I was just letting everyone know if you have a strap or a makeshift strap, and if you have a blanket or towel, if you like to sit on that, you don't have to have that. And if possible, 2 cans or 2 water bottles, but don't worry about it if it's too cumbersome to go grab that. We can do it, everything that we're doing without all of that equipment. But if you've got it, great. And we'll start here in just a moment. I'm Laura, for those that don't know me. All right, so it's hard for me to tell if everyone has what they need, but if you do have what you need, I'm gonna have us start seated today. We'll be seated here in this position, but before we begin, I wanna make sure everyone can see and hear okay, and then I'm gonna go ahead and mute everyone. So right now I'm gonna look at the screen that shows me all of you, and good morning, everyone. If somebody can't hear, signal me, but if everything's great, then we'll begin. And good morning, thanks for joining me. Laura Greco here. I usually work out of the Mill Valley Club, and I can't wait to see all of you again, but I'm so pleased that you joined me today. We're gonna have a great workout. We're putting a little emphasis on buns and hips today. So who doesn't wanna work that, right? So let me go ahead and have us sit up, and I think everyone's muted. I'm just gonna make double sure. What happens is, if not, whoever is not muted, well, it looks like all of you have muted yourself, so that's perfectly fine. But if you need to say something, if you can't hear me, just be sure, interrupt me. I have no problem with that. All right, awesome. So let's start seated. I'm just double checking that everybody really is muted. And I'll be, for some reason, some of you are not muted. So I'm just just give me 1 second here. Sorry, technicality. How do I mute? Here we go. Mute all. There we go. We got it. All right. Okay, so we're going to start seated like this. And then we're going to sit up and just scoop the belly and sit up again. And you're going to hold on to your legs. And again, there's still, for some reason, I'm just going to adjust something. Do that a few more times. So you're going to scoop out. And then you will sit up nice and tall. There we go. Now you can see all better. All right, keep going with that. Scoop the belly. Use your hands to sit up tall. And you'll see me here again in a minute. I don't know what's going on with my camera. I'm so sorry. There we go. There we go. I must have hit something. You know, this technology is great, but not when something goes wrong. And it's like, All right, awesome. Thanks for your patience. Okay, here we go. So we're seated and we're just scooping. So yeah, we'll do it just one more time. We've done a few of those. Then we're gonna make our way down onto our back. And you could just, if you have any back issues, you can just roll to one side and lie down, or we could actually start using our abdominals now. So we're gonna go scoop down, down, all the way down, nice and slow as you can until your head made it down. And then from here, we're gonna extend arms and legs nice and long. Really reaching through the fingertips, reaching through the toes. And then we'll pull both knees in towards the chest. And then we'll just either rock back and forth or make some circles very gently, just getting our back nice and warmed up. We have a gorgeous day out there and we have ourselves all prepared in case you're gonna go for a walk or something like that. These are great ways to get ourselves started up. The core has so much to do with what we're doing throughout the day. So we'll take a big inhale now. We're going to extend arms and legs long on the exhale. Keeping the head down, we're going to pull those knees into the chest. We'll do it 2 more times like that. So big inhale, reaching long. And exhale to pull in. 1 more time. Big inhale, reach, reach. And exhale. This time, pull right knee in. Left leg goes long. And we're going to flex the toes and make that leg very firm. We'll begin to circle right ankle 3 to 4 times in one direction and 3 to 4 times in the other. Now we'll allow the foot to be still. Take a big inhale, pull right knee in towards your chest. Maybe the knee goes slightly out to the side. But that left leg is very long and we're going to extend it right in front of you. So it's an inhale as we pull the right leg in, but exhale as you extend that left leg. It should feel like a nice big stretch there in the hip. And then releasing arms and legs long, big inhale, we exhale, left leg in. Right leg is very firm now, toes are flexed, circling left ankle, 3 or 4 times in each direction. And then we're gonna inhale, pulling left leg in a little more. Exhale for right leg, extending even further away from you. And then finally releasing everything nice and long. All right, from here, both knees will pull in. And one more time, we're gonna rock back and forth. And then we're gonna hold on to the knees and make some hip circles. So all we're gonna do is circle the legs out 3 times. So we'll turn it for 1, bring it in. Now keep that belly tight so that the back's not rocking and rolling. And 3, and then we're gonna go other direction. So we'll push the legs away, make a little circle, push the legs away, make a circle, and 1 more. That's it. All right, feet will be down now. And from here, let's go ahead and take our arms up in the air. Pull your shoulder blades down, but continue to take those arms back. And see if you can do that by knitting the ribs together versus a big arch in the back. We really want to keep everything together there in the core, and then we'll exhale the hands down. We're gonna do that 4 more times, beginning with an inhale. We lift up, shoulder blades are still plugged in. Take those arms back only as far as you can without having to bend elbows or blow up your ribs. Exhale down, 3 more like that. Big inhale, we reach up, and exhale down. And 1 more, big inhale, reaching up, and exhale down. Now from here, let's make some circles. So we're gonna take those arms up where they were, and then we'll circle around for 1 and 2. Same principles though, as we move those arms, everything is very still in the core, ribs are knitted together. And then we'll begin to change directions on those circles. So we're gonna circle around for 1, bring it down, circle around for 2, and down, and 3, and down. And then we're gonna leave those arms down. And then from here, we're gonna be working on some, let's see what I had in mind here, some pelvic tilts. So we have our waistband. We're gonna think about that. Think like a big, giant belt is around your waist. And all we're gonna do is inhale, press your belly button down. And in return, those hips are gonna point up towards the sky, but yet they don't lift off the ground, and then we release. So we're basically imprinting as we exhale, and then we release. Do it again. Exhale, waistband presses down, and release. So here, we're really activating our core for the day now. So throughout the day, if you're looking for a couple quick things to do, you can do a few of these and then segue right into bridges, which we're about to do here. So we have 3 more here. Press that waistband down. You can even place your hands on hip points if you like, and you'll see that they just point up towards the sky. And then this last one, segueing right into bridges now. So first, we're gonna make sure knee and ankle is lined up. And what I often do is I go pigeon-toed for just a moment, then I turn my legs straight. And it's almost as if my fingertips could kind of reach my heels, but not really. In other words, they're not very far away. And now we're gonna make sure the shoulder blades are pressed into the mat. Inhale, and then we bridge our way up. Now, if you need a demonstration, you can look now because we're gonna be adding the arms. But once you've lifted your hips, don't turn your head left or right, and then exhale for everything to come down. We'll do it together now. So we'll inhale, come up into our bridge, take those arms up just like we did before, and then everything comes down on the exhale. Do it again. Inhale to begin. Bridge, arms come up. Exhale, everything down. And when you bridge up, make sure you're holding your abdominals tight. Inhale to start. And exhale, everything comes down. Keep on going, those look great. Make sure that knee and ankle are lined up. And how do you do that? You'll just be pressing through the heels. Exhale, everything comes down. Do it again. Inhale to reach. Exhale down, 2 more to go. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, everything comes down. And 1 more to go. Looking great. And down, beautiful. Let's see what's coming up next here is our chest lift. So we're gonna go ahead and make that little basket for our head. So we just interlock the hands, place the head in the hands, and then from that point forward, we'll make the decision not to use the head to lift, right? So we're gonna think of that waistband again, and we're gonna engage that. So big inhale to start, and we exhale everything down. In return, head, neck, and shoulders comes up, and now it's really all about my core. Even if I let go of my hands, that core is working. And then we're gonna release. Do it again. Inhale to prepare. Exhale to come up and down. Looking good. Let me see how y'all look. Coming up for 3 and down. And coming up for 4 and down. And 5 and down. That's it. And 6 and down. Beautiful. And 7 and down. And 8 and down. We got 2 more to go. Let them be the best 2. We lift up and down, and 1 more. And down. Beautiful. Rest that head for a moment. You might turn it left and right briefly, just to release. And then we're going to begin again, except this time we're going to add that rotation. So we'll reset it up, re-engage our abdominals, and then this time we're going to rotate. So I'll talk you right through it. Let's inhale, Exhale to come up, and then we're gonna turn towards the right. Come back through center. Turn towards the left. Abdominals are engaged the entire time towards the right. That's 3. Now 4. And center. So elbows stay really wide. And try not to push chin to chest. We're looking at 4 more just like this, but then we're gonna add on. So it's 4. Keep those feet flat for 3. Exhale. And 1 more. Let's keep it going, but this time we're going over to the right and we're gonna extend our arm just past the knee, like you're gonna shake someone's hand, come back. Do it again on the other side. We shake someone's hand, come on back. Here's 3, and back, and 4, and center, and 5, and center. We exhale for 6, and center, and 7, and 8. Last 2 to go, looking beautiful. Keep those elbows super wide. And last time, let's rest that head again. Again, if you want to move the head left to right, it really does make a nice little release. Beautiful work. Our abdominals are woken up. So now we can take it up a step. And so from here, we're going to lift the right leg, lift the left into our tabletop. That means the shins are going to be parallel. So sometimes it's really hard to tell if we've gone here, but here's where we want to be. And we're engaging those abdominals, by the way, so the back's not arching. So we have that going on. Hands are down by our side. And from here, we're going to toe tap. So the right toe comes down, but we use the low belly to lift it up. Left toe comes down, using that low belly to lift up, and right, and up. Now, if your toe doesn't make it all the way down, don't worry about it. Just do the best you can. You're doing a great job already. Tap. Now, some of you, the video's not on, so I can't necessarily see you, but just don't do anything that doesn't feel right. You can always go back to the previous moves. Looking good here for 2 more. We're gonna tap and up. Now, we have 10 more to go. If you need a brief break, pull the knees in. Let me explain these next 10. You could do what we just did, or if you would like a little challenge today, it's alternating, but we're using a lot of caution. It's not like this. It's just alternate, alternate. So you decide. I'll demonstrate that one. So I'm going to tap and switch, and switch, and switch, switch, and switch. Looking beautiful here. Those abdominals are really woken up, and now we're really getting into them. Hopefully you feel it. Beautiful. Most important thing, we're focusing on the form. And let's take that break one more time, extending arms and legs long. We're going to stretch out what we just finished working. And then we're going to move on. So moving on, we'll take a brief break, coming back to our abdominals soon, but we're going to get prepared now for our single leg circle. So we're going to take the strap or makeshift strap, and if you don't have one, hands would go right here on the lowest part of your thigh. If you've got one, we're going to put it just behind the ball of the foot. Let's start with that left leg. And we have our strap. We're going to take the leg a little bit more in a diagonal versus something like this where the hip lifts a little. We need that hip to stay down. And make sure the leg lines up with your hip. Sometimes the leg goes out to the side, you don't realize it. Nice. And then we're going to bend and straighten. Bend and straighten. So when you're bending and straightening, we're involving not only the hamstring, but we're getting this quadricep to wake up a little bit too. Beautiful, that's it. We're gonna do just a few more. And on this next one, we're gonna actually hold it into our hamstring stretch. So sometimes we've come in so far that the knee bends, and we're gonna make sure that leg stays straight today. That's it. Inhale, exhale, feel that nice big hamstring stretch. And then from right where you are, we're just going to change feet in the strap, or just change feet if you don't have a strap. And if you didn't bring a strap today, just go ahead and think of a makeshift strap for next time, a scarf, a belt. One more time, we're going to make sure that leg is lined up and it's on a slight diagonal, and we bend and straighten, bend and straighten. We're thinking of the opposing muscles here, not only the hamstring, but that quadriceps. That's working really hard for us. That's it. Bend and straighten. Last one, and then we hold it into our hamstring stretch. Inhale and exhale and feel that nice hamstring. If anyone feels it somewhere other than the hamstring, you might either relax your foot or try not to bend the knee so much. And see what happens. Feel that nice big stretch. And then from here, we're gonna remove the strap. We have more stretching for later. We're gonna just keep the right leg up. That's the leg we're gonna start on today with our single leg stretch. If there's a back issue, keep this knee bent, or else you can straighten it. Just like before though, we're gonna make sure that leg is very straight and firm. And then palms could be by our side, or for some of you, you might choose to keep hands on hip. We need the hip to be still today. So right leg will begin. Keep your foot parallel. We're gonna go towards the camera first. So we inhale, and then we exhale towards camera. We have our first circle. And then here's 2, and around, and 3, and around, and 4, and around. So it's an inhale and an exhale. We have 3 more. Last week we did 5. I'm up in the ante on some of these for us each week, a little progression. And last one, we're gonna get ready now to turn away from the camera. So we inhale, exhale to take it around. A little sniff to inhale, exhale around. Everything's nice and quiet in our belly. The leg only goes as big as you can manage to keep that hip still, or hips still rather, and belly still. 2 more like this. Exhale, take it around. And 1 more, beautiful. Let's bend that knee, extend everything long, and then we take the left leg up now. So we're getting that leg in position the very same way we do with the stretch. It's sort of on a diagonal, and we need the entire leg to be straight. Foot is parallel. Here we go towards, let's take it away from the camera to start. So it's away and around, that's 1. Inhale, exhale. So when I inhale, I take a little sniff, then I exhale. That's the easiest way that I have found to remember. Got 4 more. The breathing is so important for 4. And 3, make sure palms are by our side. And 2, and 1. Let's go ahead and take it other way. Inhale, exhale around for 1, and 2, and 3. Belly is still for 4. 4 more to go. 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Beautiful job. We're gonna pull that knee in, extend everything long. Moving on now to the single leg stretch. So if you're unfamiliar with it, we take the legs in the tabletop again. Head could stay down if there's any neck issue. And here's what it looks like though. If I was gonna lift up, same principle though, I'm gonna press my belly down, and then I'm gonna take 1 hand on knee, 1 on ankle. The reason for that, it keeps everything in alignment, but if that's too complicated, just hold on to the knee and line it up that way. That's the simplistic way. Head could stay down or up. I'll demonstrate with head up. So we inhale to prepare. We've come up, and here's 1, and 2, and 3. Now make sure legs are at the same level, by the way, like you are riding a bicycle, right? So we have 6, and 7, and 8, and 9, and 10. Rest your head for a moment. We're going for double leg. Pardon me, stretch. If it's too much, here's your modification. You could just be right here. Otherwise, arms are gonna come behind us, legs on its diagonal. Inhale to prepare, we exhale everything up, and then we take it around, and then we do it again. That's it, making a big circle for 3. Make sure that head is protected for 4. Again, head can stay down if necessary. And again, around. 1 more to go. And then we're gonna rest our head, pull those knees in, rock back and forth. Good job. All right, moving on to crisscross, which is also known as a bicycle. So hands are gonna come behind our head. The biggest difference that I find with taking our time and slowing down with this is a lot of times the head is moving around, everything's going crazy. We wanna look for precision today. So it's a big inhale, just like we've been doing. Legs will start in tabletop. Use the waist to come up, and then we twist over to the left, and then to the right. And we bicycle, and bicycle, taking your time at this cadence here for 6, and 7, and 8. It's about to change, so watch for the cue here. Coming up, we're gonna double it up here. So it's 1, 2, 1, 2, elbows stay wide, 1, 2. Try not to rush, 1, 2, 1, 2, tap it for 2, and 2, and 2, 2 more. And last one, pull those knees in. Move your head back and forth. We're gonna transition right over into a scissor. So with the scissor, for some of us, we may need a little help. Place your thumbs or part of your hand under your buns if necessary. We're gonna lift the legs. Watch how small my scissor is. Stay in my single leg circle. My legs will be fairly straight here on a diagonal. And then if you needed that help, you just lift your hips a little. This is how small it is. It's not this big kicking because we really need the core to get involved here. So let's give it a try. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Beautiful. Pull knees in one more time. Extend arms and legs long. Sometimes a little cramp happens there, so it's nice to stretch that out. Beautiful. Let's do one more now in this positioning, and then we're going to move on. So feet will be flat. We're going to lift just the right leg. Try to line the two knees up. Hands behind the head. And then we're going to bend the knee in towards us, and then we'll straighten it. So we're literally doing chest lift and knee in. Let's give it a try. Here's 1, and release. And 2, try not to pull on the head and release. Let the head stay in that basket that we've created. That's it. We're just looking at 4 more here. Exhale for 1, and release. And 2, and release. And 3, last one for 4. Beautiful. Rest the head. Take that other leg up, preparing. Big inhale. We have exhale and press. Exhale, press. So head remains in our basket. We really need that waist to work. We already know our legs are strong and they might take over. So we're going to train it now to make that core get involved. 2 more for 1 and 2. That's it. Great work here. Let's go ahead, turn to one side, and we're going to sit up. We'll get our hands or bottoms involved in a short bit, but for now, we're going to sit up. And oftentimes, some of us need a little blanket to sit on or a towel. And if that's true for you, you're just going to sit sort of at the edge of it to get started. And the reason for that is sometimes our back likes to round, and this time we need to sit as straight up as we can. We did something like this last week. So we'll think of the width of our mat and maybe a little bit wider, but not super wide here. So a little bit wider. We're going to lift the arms up and relax the shoulders down. So we're going to roll one shoulder back like as if we're putting it in a little pocket, and then we'll roll the other shoulder back. Keep those abdominals knitted together. Sometimes we blow up here, so we're going to knit it all together. That's it. Beautiful. And right now we're just going to start with a few twists before we saw. So we're going to use the belly like you're wringing out a towel to go towards the right. And then we use the belly to come back. Then we're going to use that belly to go to the left and come back. And we're going to make sure that the arms didn't take over now, right? So keep arms as is and try to twist from belly. That's it. Takes just a moment sometimes to engage that, but we'll really do our best to remember that. Now let's look at the feet and the legs while we're doing these last 2. Make sure they're very firm. Relax the shoulders and that the toes are flexed. So we'll come right back in now, and we're going to work with the saw. And if you're new to saw, I don't know, I think all of you have done it, but just in case, that reminder that the palm behind us does go up like you're holding up a cup or something. So I'll talk you through it. We're going to use the waist to go towards right, and then tap, tap, come up. So we're thinking of pinky to pinky, saw, saw, come up. Back palm turns up, and we use the belly to come up. Saw, saw, using the core to come up. Tap, tap, and up. 1, 2, and up. That's it. Other side. Using the side of the waist is really going to help us a lot. Otherwise, we're just moving around in a stretch. And this time, we really have the core working hard. 2 more. So it's tap, saw, saw, come up, and saw, saw, come up. Let's place palms down now. You can take your legs a little wider and get a little groin stretch here while we're right here. Inhale and exhale, and feel that working. That's it. All right, so we're going to take one leg in and the other. If you were on a lift, we'll remove the lift now, And we're gonna work with a little seated balance. So I'll turn sideways again so that you can see, and then we have a dynamic one too. So first, we'll start by placing palms behind us and really lift our chest without blowing up the ribs. So this is blowing up the ribs and this is not. And then we're gonna remember this right up here. Lifting right leg, lifting left, but keeping that chest lifted. So you might strike your balance here, but if it's a little easy and you would like a little bit more, let go of the hands and or straightening the legs, but the chest never changed. That's it, looking beautiful. I'm just gonna take a look at you, it looks great. Let's release it and let's put soles of the feet together for one more groin stretch. And then we're gonna move forward with a little bit more dynamic balance like we just did. All right, bringing knees together. This time you could repeat that balance like we just did, or place the hands behind you, keep chest lifted, and we're gonna go in and out using the belly to do it. So I'll demonstrate that one. And here we go. Extend, exhale to come up. Extend those legs using our belly. Here's 3, and come up. That's it. And 4, belly stays tight and chest stays lifted. We're working on 5 more, and 4 more, and 3, and 2, and 1. Beautiful work here. Hug those knees for a brief moment. And then when ready, I'm gonna meet you on hands and knees. And that's where a blanket or towel could come in handy if your knees are sensitive. I usually just fold it in half. It gives my knees a little cushion. You decide what's good for you. We're gonna take palms down right underneath the shoulders. And we're gonna make sure we have a nice long back. So what I mean by that is sometimes the hands are a little bit too close. And this time we just need everything nice and long. We're also gonna make sure that we're getting arch or round. So first, we'll actually start by doing that. So cat and cow. So we'll inhale, arch up. And exhale, let the head drop. Let's do 4 more just like that. Big inhale to arch. Exhale. Inhale, cat and cow. And exhale, use your belly to come up. And last one to go. Now this time, we're gonna figure out where our neutral back is. So that means we get an arch, we get round, there's a place in between. So see if you could arch and round and find that place in between and engage your abdominals. So it's almost, I talked about last week, if there was an ironing board and I put it on your back, which I would never do. But it's just a visual here that we're literally pulling up that belly. We're not just letting everything sag. Now from here, we're gonna take the right leg and we'll stretch the calf just a little bit here by pressing back into it. And then we're gonna switch to the other side, extend that leg, press right into that calf. And today we have a little combination here that we're gonna work on. So we'll take left knee back, right leg extends again, just like we did, but this time we're gonna lift it, use that belly again, same analogy as if you had an ironing board on your back, and extend the left arm if possible. Pull the shoulder blade down the back, keep your neck nice and long, and hold it there. Hold it, that's it. And then we're gonna release everything, setting it up on the other side. Left leg is nice and long, toes are down, we're gonna lift that leg, use the low belly to hold it there. Right arm extends now, and really pull that belly up more than we think, pressing into that imaginary ironing board. And release. Let's go other side now that we know where we're going with this. It's right leg, lift, left arm, belly pulls in. And release. Other side. Right arm, left leg. And release. Other side, so it's right leg, left arm now. Now we're gonna see if we could take the right leg out to the side slightly and left arm, and then we're gonna bring it all back in. So a little challenge move, bring it back. So left leg, right arm, and then first move the leg, and then the arm, and then we're gonna use that core to bring it back. take it down. One more of those on each side. And if it was too much for you, just go to the regular simplistic one. Right leg, left arm. My right leg moves out, my left arm, and then I move everything back. And one more like that. Left leg, right arm. My left leg moves out, right arm. I take it all back and release into a nice child's pose. While you're down there, you might twirl your wrists a little bit, and then I'll meet you back up here in just a moment. So many ways to challenge our core, and I'll keep trying to bring you different versions of things so that we can have some variety. All right, when you're ready, back up onto hands and knees. And we're going old school today. Remember those old sort of jogging pumps, you know, the whole thing way back in the 80s? Well, I've taken that move and turned it a little bit more into a core move. So before, people would just do hundreds of these and their back is moving all over. We're going to use this in a very Pilates-ish kind of a way. So what I'm going to do is set myself up. Knees are a little bit more like a hip width now. I'm going to lift the right leg up, but only as far as I can without leaning into one side and without tweaking sort of the positioning of my back. But then when I bring it down, I'm going to squeeze my inner thigh and my belly in. So we'll give it a try. Let's go for it. Right leg lifts. We squeeze inner thigh and belly as we come in. And then we'll do it again. It's a lift and a lower. So even if the move becomes much smaller than we would think of, that's what you're looking at. Trying to get that core involved. That's it. We're looking at 4 more. And 3 more. And 2. And 1. Beautiful. Move your hips back and forth. And then we have the other side to do. So we'll reset it up. Left leg lifts. And then I'm going to squeeze my inner thigh and my core to come in. I'll flip around here. And then we do it again. Lift and down. That's it. Lift and down. So if you find yourself going too high, you'll know because you'll feel the hips shifting. And yes, they'll move a little. We just need that core to keep everything real stable here. It becomes almost like a little bit of an upside down crunch in a way. 2 more like this. Beautiful, that's it. So rest your wrist if you need to. You could sit back and just give them a twirl. And then we have 1 more to do just like this, in this position. So speaking of an upside down crunch, that's what we're gonna do next. So we're on the hands and knees. Just like before, we're gonna lift right arm, left leg, but this time it's elbow to knee, and we're gonna round our back to exhale and release, and exhale and release. And 3, do these nice and controlled, right? The minute we add speed, what happens? The core doesn't work anymore. Let's do 3 more. Here's 1 and 2, that's it. And 3, beautiful. Let's go other side. Right leg, left arm, elbow to knee as we round and exhale. That's 1 and 2. Exhale for 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Beautiful. Rest those wrists if you need it. This next one, first we're going to do a plank in between, then we're moving on to buns, and that one will probably be on our elbows for many of us. But for now, let's work on a plank. So, same like before, we're going to extend one leg and the other, and here we are up in a plank. If it's too much for you, you'll drop to your knees. We just need that core not to sag. So, let's give it a whirl. If you're in this plank here, we're going to think of moving the chest forward a little. That looks great. I can't see all of you, but it's looking good. And if you need to be on knees, once again, we're here. Hold on to this plank. Really pulling the belly up. And then let's just press back to a quick downward dog, stretching everything out. You might alternate right and left leg. That might feel good to do. Keep it going. All right, let's do 1 more plank. And if you need a little challenge today, the way it's going to work is we're going to step one leg out, bring it in. If you're on your elbows, you can do it the same way. The leg out and in, out and in. So you're just tapping on the toe. That's it. Keep those hips down. Try not to lift them like a downward dog. We just have a few more. Tap, tap, and hold it. Everyone take a quick child's pose again. Twirl your wrist if you need. That's it. Very nice. All right, another sort of old school move here. This one I really like a lot though. So you could be with straight arms. The only problem with that is when we do this, sometimes the back gets super involved. So I'd almost rather everyone just be on their elbow. And then we'll start with the left leg. Really pull up your abdominals now. Here's a chance to involve those abdominals the same way we have been all along versus just letting them drop. Lift them way up. And we're gonna bend the knee like you're putting a footprint on the ceiling. And we're gonna lift and lower, lift and lower. Now make sure you're not lifting and lowering in such a big movement that it throws out the positioning of your back. These look great, nice and small, good. Keep going. I am counting. So we have 8, abdominals tight for 9, 10. Now stay at the top and pulse for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now keep it lifted. Extend your leg by pointing the toe, bend the knee, lift it up, and take it down. So it's a 3-part move. We're gonna lift, point toe to extend leg, curl it in, bring it down. Do it again. Lift, extend, bend, and down. Abdominals stay tight. Lift, extend, bend, and down. Just a few more. Lift, extend, bend, and down. Lift, extend, bend, down. Last one. Lift, extend, bend, and down. Let's press right into that area that we just worked. So a nice little glute routine. And then let's come right back up, setting it up for the other side. So we're on those elbows, we have that belly lifted, right leg lifts. So we lift and lower, lift and lower. Pretend you're putting a footprint on the ceiling above you. That's it, left. 5 more here, 5 and down. Keep those abdominals really tight, squeeze your buns every time you lift. Big footprint on the sky there. And we're gonna hold it for 10 and 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keep it up there. We're gonna point to extend, flex, bring it down, lift, point, flex, down, and up. Extend, bend, down, and up. Extend, bend, down, and up. Don't lose hold of those abdominals. Just 2 more after this. Here we go. Lift, extend, bend, and down. Lift, extend, bend, and down. Go ahead and stretch right into that side. Beautiful work. And then we're getting ready now for a side plank, and then we're going to go to our side and get our other leg routines that we have. So on the side plank, you could just simply start on hands and knees, swivel around, and before you know it, you're in a side plank. Now, if you need more, once you've gotten here, you could straighten legs or any version that you know to make it a little modified for yourself. But I usually just start out with a simple way. So I come to my hands and knees, I swivel around. I'm gonna lift both arms. I'm gonna make sure my head lines up so it didn't drop. Maybe I lift my leg here. And if you're in a more advanced one, totally cool. Keep the belly really tight here, squeeze shoulder blades together and hold it for 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. Lift the waist, let's release and go right over to the other side. So we've swiveled around and we lift up, first set it up, make sure your head didn't drop, your nose lines up with your belly. Arms are squeezing together. Maybe that top leg lifts. I see many of you have done that already. And hold for 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. Lifting the side of the waist. And we'll bring it down. This time I'll meet you right on your left side. So you're on your left side, right leg is long. And we'll get ready for some more of our legs. So I just tried to unmute everyone, but it didn't work. But if I could see many of you now, if everyone's okay, just give me a thumbs up. Everyone doing all right? All right, cool. Like to just connect, you know, and if something's ever happening, just wave and say, hey, you know, I don't understand what you're saying. So, okay, so we're on our left side. And remember the side plank we just did? See if we can remember that. So you're gonna lift side of your waist here. Same way like a side plank. I'm going to extend my right leg. My left leg is going to be bent. And this time, we're going to do our front kick. So some of you are used to doing it with 2 straight legs. You're more than welcome. I usually keep my bottom leg bent. We're going to first make sure our hips are stacked, side of the waist is lifted, and then we're going to take the leg and go kick, kick. Actually, I do think maybe a straight leg could be better for some of us. I'm going to still keep it bent. It's a kick, kick. I point to come back. And it's kick, kick. Now we have that belly super tight, right? So the back's not arching when we point to bring the leg back. So it's a kick, kick, point, leg comes back, nice big stretch, kick, kick, and back. Side of the waist stays lifted, and back, good. Kick, kick, and back, kick, kick, and back, kick, kick, and back. I really love this one because it's a little combination of work and a stretch. Now this next one, we're going to keep the leg forward. Keep the side of the waist lifting as we drop and lift, drop and lift, and 3. So we don't make it too big of a movement, right? Because we need the side of the waist to keep working. And if you found yourself slouching, lift it up. That's it. So 4 more. 3, and 2, and 1. Let's go ahead and give that a good pat. Let's get the opposing muscle now while we're right here. Here's where your strap could come in handy. I'm going to step that leg that we just worked forward. And for me, oftentimes I love to use a strap. It just helps me to secure it. And this is a time where some of us might not be able to stay up here like this. It could be awkward. So if that's true for you, you could actually just put your head down. Maybe you rolled your blanket or your hand, and you could be down. Let's make sure hips are stacked. We're going to lift the left leg now, so it lifts and lowers. Right leg is bent, lift and lower, lift, lower, lift, lower. Abdominals super tight, looking good. Hips stay stacked for 5 more here, and 4 more, 3, and 2. One more time, we're going to pulse up for 10, and 9, and 8, and 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now a little bonus today. Let's do 10 more regular ones. Down and up, down and up. Use your belly. Every time that leg lifts, you're retightening your belly. That's it. Good. 5 more to go. 4 more. Keep the abdominals really working hard no matter which position you're in. That's it. Really nice. Let's go ahead and release. And we're going to stay on the same side today. We're just going to burn out this entire side, and then we're going to the other side. So we're going to bend the knees and work on our clamshells. And now, you know, same positioning. I wouldn't stay up on my elbow for this, obviously. So I have my head supported, be it a blanket or a bent elbow. My knees are bent, but my heels line up with my buns. Toes are together as I open and close. This time, hand comes on hip, because we want to make sure that that hip's not rocking and rolling. And if it is, your movement is too big. That's it. These look beautiful. So every time, remember what we did on the hands and knees? Every time that leg lifts, I squeeze my inner thighs, but I also work on my belly kind of zipping up here. So it's nice and still, and we get those buns really working hard. Now these next bunch, you could lift the feet and making it harder, and we open and close. Hand stays on hip because we need the hip to stay secure. And the hips stacked. That's it. Beautiful. So the knees are down, but the feet are up in this version. That's it. Very nice. Last 2. Now we'll drop legs. Let the right leg fold over and you can just pat that out. And then we're just gonna turn around and repeat the entire routine, other side. Nice work here. I think it's a wonderful way to start the day to get all of this wonderful core work, and then we're gonna work a little on the upper body when we're done with this side. All right, so moving on. Same thing. Oh, sorry, I'm in the wrong routine here. We're gonna use the side of the waist like we're in the side plank. So we've activated that. Maybe bottom knee is bent, and then we kick, kick, point to come back. Kick, kick, and point. Kick, kick, and point. Beautiful. Kick, kick, and point. I can see all of you now. Keep that side of the waist lifting like you're in the side plank. Kick, kick, and back. Kick, kick, and back. You got 3 more. Beautiful. Kick, kick, point to come back. Kick, kick. Now when the side of the waist is working like that, it really helps us to control that we're not just swinging the leg, right? Keep the leg forward now, and it's down and up, and down, and up, down, and up, down, and up. And same thing, we're gonna make sure we don't lift this leg too high. Nice and controlled here for the last 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Same thing, we're gonna work on the inner thigh. So maybe we come down now and we've used our strap. And I should mention, you wanna keep this left bent leg in a position that you can maintain. So you don't really need to pull it forward or anything, just keep it in a comfortable spot. We're gonna get ready now with the right leg, inner thigh. Make sure your hips are stacked, lift and lower, lift, lower, 3, and lower. Leg lengthens every time we lift it, by the way, and the belly does pull in every single time for 4 more. 3, 2, hold it up for 10 pulses. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now 10 regular ones. Down and up, down and up, down, up, down, up. Working on 5 more, 4 more, 3, 2, and 1. Let's remove that strap and get into our clamshells again. So we have bent knees now, heels line up with buns, hand on hip, open and close. Toes stay together, open and close. And if again, we feel that the hips moving around too much, we're just gonna make our movement a little smaller and precise. Each time I drop my leg, my inner thigh is working, but I'm also zipping my belly up. See if you can engage that. It's worth taking a minute to try and get that engaged. That's it. You did it. Now we're gonna lift the heels if possible, and knees stay down for 10 of these. Here's 3. Try not to be in a big rush. Make it deliberate. Make this real deliberate, that you're really squeezing your inner thighs, but you're also zipping that belly up. Think of it every single time. That's the reason why I don't always count reps, because I really want you to focus. Focus, you got it. And then let's drop that left leg, pat that out. Let's immediately roll to our back and get a hip stretch, and then we're gonna move to the upper body. So take your right leg, place that heel onto the left thigh, flex the foot. Maybe you'll stay here, or you can always use your strap or hands to lift the leg a little bit higher. Make sure our left leg doesn't move towards center of our body. Keep it in alignment with the hip, kind of like what we've been doing all along. Breathe into that hip. And then we're gonna drop that and switch sides. Now it's the left heel going onto the right thigh. Same thing. You can keep it down or lift it up. Give that a nice big stretch. Hopefully that feels pretty awesome after what we just did. And then let's release, and then I'm gonna have you get hold of a can, 2 cans, or water bottle. If you didn't bring one, don't worry about it. Just bring it next week. If you like what we're gonna do, you'll give me the feedback. If you do, we'll continue with this. First, let's just start with one of these. Can, water bottle, it doesn't matter. And we're gonna lift the arms up, bent knees. Pull your shoulder blades down into the back. put the can or bottle in your right hand. And we're just gonna move it out to the side a little, and you're gonna notice your left abdominal having to work a little hard, and then we'll bring it back to center. Switch hands, left hand goes out a little, and back to center. So if we were to swing that a little bit too much, it comes right out of the abdominals. So that's why we're just gonna kind of go halfway and keep switching. And really feel that abdominal working on the opposite side. Now these items might not be very heavy, doesn't really matter. We're just throwing things a little bit off balance, trying to make one side work. And in a minute here, we're gonna lift the other can and we'll get a little chest work. We were doing this in a couple of my classes on Sundays, and I know many of you liked, sort of the involvement of our upper body as well as the core. So I thought I'd bring that in a little today. All right, let's put the can right back in the right hand, pick up the other, whatever you've got there, make sure they're equal in weight. And this time we're gonna go for a little chest press. So we're gonna come down, press up. Now what does this have to do with the core? Well, a lot. Make sure while we're working here that the back's not imprinted. So do keep that neutral back. And every time I lift, I am pulling my belly in. Now in a moment here, we're gonna be alternating one side and the other, and then you'll really begin to feel as if the core is starting to alternate. And again, these items we're holding might not be very heavy, but let's give it a try. So we're gonna keep both hands up, drop the right, and then bring it up. And then the left, and bring it up. And right, and up, and left, and up. So the whole time, every time I drop my right, I'm really grabbing onto my opposite abdominal. And I'm getting my chest to work a little bit here. Just the act of holding these arms up is a good thing that we're training. We got 2 more. Beautiful. All right, rest your arms for a brief moment, and then we're gonna come and work on some triceps a little. Who doesn't like to work triceps, right? So we're gonna lift the arms with the items in it, and we're gonna make sure that back stays neutral, but this time we're also gonna think of the rib cage, make sure it's knitted together, because the minute I take my arms back, my ribs would love to blow up, and I'm not gonna let them. So we're gonna give it a try. Pretend that you've got a book in between your elbows now, and so they didn't pop off to the side, and then we're gonna lift and lower. So you should be able to have your biceps maybe like a little bit towards your cheeks or your ears, and we're just lifting and lowering, but we have our abdominals getting involved too. Extend those arms the entire way, the whole way, really reaching up, up, up. And in a moment here, we're gonna let go of one of these cans. I'll explain. All right, from here, hold one in the right hand only, let go of the left one. Place your left hand now on the elbow so that we can keep everything in alignment. We don't want that elbow popping. And it's down and up and down and up. Don't forget about those abdominals. Really keep them toned. Back is still neutral. Ribs are pulling in. Good job here for 5 more. Make that tricep work for 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Then we can just switch hands, holding on to that elbow, down and up, down and up. And remember, it's deliberate and it's precise. So even if I wasn't holding a can, I should be able to get a lot out of this. It's again, when we add speed, that's when it all changes. So don't be in too much of a rush. Really focus on, when you have your hand there, you're going to feel that muscle working. So look for that. Beautiful. And then let's take both arms down. Hopefully we felt that. Let's lift up both cans again now in the middle of the chest. So literally place these cans in the middle of your chest and lift. Right? And now we're gonna open to a chest fly. Squeeze your abdominals as you exhale and come up. And it's an open, squeezing our abdominals as we come up. And we'll do our best not to let the arms drop all the way to the ground. We need to protect those shoulders. And I see some of you might even have weights. Beautiful, beautiful. So, you know, if you don't have that, we're just doing what we can here in this new environment that we're working from. But there's no reason, again, even if you didn't have any of these items, we're really using a lot of our own body weight. Now, let's go ahead and keep those arms up. Same like before, we're gonna drop right arm, and then we're gonna lift it up. Left, and you have your right abdominal working then. And we'll do our best not to swing anything, right? So we're just gonna do a placement. Beautiful. Make that core work. Make it so much about the core Nice. Keep on going with that. We're alternating and alternate. That's it. Just 2 more here. Here's 1 and 2, and then we're gonna put those cans or bottles aside. Let me just check our time. I could work with you all day. It's almost time to go, so I feel like we need a little bit more stretching. So let's extend our arms and legs really long here, just like we did before. And then we're gonna pull both knees to the chest. And one more time, if it feels good, we're gonna roll the low back, maybe a little self-massage here if you roll 3 times in one direction, 3 in the other. And then from here, let's go ahead and drop the feet. Take your right leg and cross it right over the left, like as if you were sitting in a chair. And then we're gonna pull in, take your right hand and see if you can hold your left shin. Left hand holds right. And we're getting a glute stretch here. We did put a little emphasis on glutes today, so I wanna make sure you get a stretch on that. So instead of hands under the legs, we'll just put them on top and give it a little tug. Inhale and exhale into those glutes. Drop your feet first, and then we'll switch to other side here. And today we're gonna come up in just a moment and get a different kind of a stretch. So first, let's get this other glute. Inhale and exhale. And then pick those feet down. This time we're gonna roll over to our left side. Actually, I think we did this last week. Wanted to get those quads stretched a little. So first, let's stretch side of the waist. We did do this. So we're gonna take a big inhale as we stretch the side of the waist. Then we'll exhale and grab our ankle or shin and see if you can stretch back. Belly is tight. You can take this leg as far back as you want, as long as you didn't arch your back. So it's a little bit of a hip flexor, but also that quadricep. That's it. So we'll keep that knee very level with the hip. And then we're gonna take that down. Let's go ahead and just swing around right to the other side. And the same thing, we're gonna really stretch, really reaching through side of the waist. Exhale down to that leg. And we have our quadricep, keeping our belly tight. And finally releasing. Let's sit up for a moment. Any seated position will do. Don't worry about that. We're just gonna roll one shoulder back, roll the other. Now roll both. And throughout the day today, see if you can keep these shoulders placed so that way we're not slouching. So just keep thinking of that, ribs pull in. And then from here, we're gonna extend our arms and we're gonna clasp and then just bring them in front of you and you'll get a little wrist stretch. And then we'll just look up and make one big circle here. Keep those arms extended. You'll get a little feeling that you're stretching your chest. And if possible, take your arms behind you and clasp them and continue to open. And then we'll give ourselves a hand for coming on a Friday. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I miss all of you. Stay safe. And I hope to see you soon. I'm going to see if I could try to unmute again. And
thank you, Laura.
There we go. Did y'all like that?
It was great. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Bring it in again. Have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.